Welcome to the Chamber Corner. We're here at the historic Smith County Courthouse, and I've got a guest host today, Miss Janie Pettigo. She couldn't be with us today, and luckily I ran into Virginia. Well, introduce yourself.
I'm Virginia Salamini. I work at the Upper Cumberland Development District in Cookeville, and I serve over the 14 counties here in the Upper Cumberland.
And Virginia is going to help me today. We're going to take you, we're doing a Shop Local campaign. I told you about that. And we're trying to get people to spend their money in Smith County. And so we're going to talk about all the chamber members and some of the folks that will have that. But so glad you came with us. And we're standing, Mr. Cordell Hull is behind us. Do you know anything about his history?
I know very little about his history.
Well, what happened, it says here, he fathered the United Nations, and one of the things that he did is he instituted and ran the Marshall Plan during World War II. And today, we're taping, it's December the 7th, which is Pearl Harbor Day, and so it makes you remember a lot of those things. And this gentleman right here, he's one of the people that helped basically win the war and then rebuild those nations. So we kind of wanted to honor him a little bit and let everybody know how we feel. You'll notice later on in some shots we got a Christmas tree. Have you seen the Christmas tree?
I have. It's very patriotic this year.
Yes, it is. We put the flags on it and everything because we wanted to kind of get that message across, and we had a play. We're going to be talking about that a little later. Actually, it wasn't a play. It was more like a show. And I think you got to attend, I believe.
I did. I was there on opening night.
Yeah, and so it was called I'll Be Home for Christmas 1943, and we'll tell you a little bit about that, a highlight. And the reason we're going to talk about something that happened in the past is because we got some more shows coming up that are going to be going. So anyway, Virginia, thank you for being here, and we'll talk a little bit more about what you do up in Cookeville and the job that you do. But anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, we're here in the historic Smith County Courthouse, and we have Miss Carol Wilmore with us from Citizens Bank. Hi.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Don't you love the tree?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it was fixed up for the courthouse here, and it's on display. We're having Shop Local. And so what we're doing is asking people to come by and just tell us what's going on in December. So, Carol, if you would, what's going on at Citizens Bank?
I know it's December 2015, but you might want to shop locally for a trip in 2016. It would make a fabulous Christmas present. In June 2016, we're going to Canada. We are going to motor coach. We're going to 3 cities. And if you want a vacation with a European flair without flying all night and spending lots of money, this is the trip for you. We're going to stay in Montreal 5 nights. We're going to Quebec, and we're going to Ottawa City, the capital. We're going to see lots of things, have a really good time, and jump on board. It only requires a $75 deposit, and the balance is due April 10th.
Okay, and this is happening in December or January?
It's on sale now. Make your deposit between now and April the 10th of $75 balance paid in full.
Okay, so we've got some time to be
think
able to
about
get this
it.
done.
Yes.
Well, this is wonderful. And you do a lot of trips like this during the year, don't you?
I do 2 big trips.
2 big trips,
and some day trips throughout the year. But a trip's a fabulous gift. Who doesn't like to go places and do things and get outside the box?
Yeah, that's very, very enjoyable. And I know Citizens Bank's been doing that for a while now. So
I've been doing it for 18 years, and it was before me. So, yeah, we enjoy doing that.
And it forced you to travel like that, isn't
it's a hard life, but somebody's got
to do it. Okay.
It's not my job. I do it on the side.
Yeah. Well, now, if you want to do that, you see Miss Carol at Citizens Bank. Okay, we're still here at the Smith County Courthouse, of course, and Carthage Flowers and Gifts.
Carthage Flowers and Gifts.
Tell them who you are.
I'm Abby Nesbitt. I'm with Carthage Flowers and Gifts.
Okay, and you've got something going on that you need to tell us about, right?
Sure, yeah. If you mention throughout December that you saw this, we'll give you a 10% discount. We have plenty of gifts for Christmas this year. We have plenty of scarves and aprons, and we have teachers' gifts and things for children or adults. We have plush toys, and we have candles. We also have this new service going on where we offer Creatures of Comfort, where if you bring in a item that belonged to a loved one, maybe like a shirt or a blanket, then we can turn it into a keepsake animal, such as a stuffed animal that they can remember forever.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. You need to tell people where you are so that they will be able to get there.
Yes, sir. We are between Hackett's Drug Store and Subway.
Okay, and that's over here on the
64 Dixon Springs Highway.
There you go, on
Yes,
Dixon
sir.
Springs Highway, going out of town there
Yes.
toward Tanglewood.
Yes, sir. And we also have a website, carthageflowerstn.com. We also have a Facebook page, so feel free to like it.
Okay, well, wonderful. Anything else you got going on that you want to talk about? Or that's a big deal right there,
Yes.
what you did, 10% off.
Yes, sir. We also offer many things for cemeteries or for sympathy items for funerals, things like that. Plenty of fresh flower arrangements. And feel free to come by anytime.
Okay, well, thank you for coming
you
and
so
being with
much.
us. Shop local. All right, our Shop Local campaign is still going on, and we've got, well, tell them who you are.
John McCall with D.T. McCall and Sons.
D.T. McCall and
Hey.
Son. Hey, I tell you what, and they are a fixture here in Smith County. You guys been in business here long as I can remember. How long?
We've been in business since 1896. My grandfather started the store in Flat Rock, Tennessee in 1896. My dad moved to the Square in 1932
Wow.
and sold the first appliances that were sold in this county.
And he would be amazed if he could know that you're all over the state of Tennessee and probably outside the state of Tennessee doing
Right,
business now.
We're celebrating our 119th year this year.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you got some specials and things going on and down here at your store for December and maybe in January. What's going on?
We have some year-end specials going on right now, and you can buy, from brand name products, Lazy Boy, Broa Hill, some of the Thomasville, some of the best names in the furniture industry and the appliance industry. We carry every major appliance brand, and of course we have Cub Cadet year-end prices on some of their product. We've got air conditioning, central heat and air conditioning. We really do have a lot of products under one roof that you can buy from one location. And of course, we've been in business for 119 years, and we do service. We service every product we sell. We have special financing. We have a 24 months no interest program now that's going on for a week or so. Have free delivery. We deliver in 125 miles of our stores, and we've been around for a long time.
Well, and I remember when I was a little kid, I can remember watching shows on TV, and Mr. Albert, he'd say, and we haul off the boxes. So you still doing all of that stuff.
Right. We started out doing the Emery Show back in the early 1970s, and actually I did the last live commercial on WSMTV June the 30th, 1999.
All right. So you guys, you're a fixture here in the community and in the state. Well, we're so glad you came down to be with us. And guys, shop local. You can spend your money here, and you know what it does? The taxes stays here, and it keeps the money here in the county.
And it also keeps property taxes down.
It keeps property taxes down. There's a lot of positive reasons why it's good to shop local. So you come down and see them at D.T. McCall.
Hey!
We're on the second floor of the Smith County Historic Courthouse, and we're standing on the new stage. It is a temporary stage that's been put in for a production, and we're going to be talking to you about that. But right now on the stage, we've got Judy Smith and Mayor Donnie Dennis from Carthage, and we were going to tell you about something that's going on here in the town that affects the whole county. We think it's a good thing, and it's called the Downtowns Program. And what happened is we received a grant from the state of Tennessee through the Tennessee Economic Development. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Through Tennessee Economic Development, and it is a $15,000 grant to be able to kind of beautify and help the town to look better. They're doing this for a few towns. We're one of those, but I don't want to talk about all of it. I'm going to ask Judy if she would just tell us a little bit about this Downtowns grant, and then the mayor, he's got something to add to it. And go ahead, Judy.
Okay. We actually was accepted out of all the counties in Tennessee. We put an application, and they selected 6 counties, and we were one of the counties that was selected for the Main Street revitalization. With that, we got a $15,000 grant, and we formed a committee of about 8 people, and we worked on things that we thought would liven up downtown Main Street. of those things, we elected to order some park benches that are coming in. Those are going to be scattered around on Main Street, so if people are in town and wandering around, they'll have a place to sit. We've ordered a sign for downtown, and it's going to say, "Welcome to Historic Carthage Downtown, established 1804, I believe was the date on that." That should be coming in next week. We've got it on order and scheduled to be in from Witt Sign Company. Will be installing that. We're doing some landscaping. If you see now, they're doing some cutting out of the concrete, and we're going to be putting some greenery up and down the street, some shrubbery and live trees planted up down the street. We've got, what else have we got on our list to do?
That's pretty much it. We're hoping that eventually we'll get this to where we're going to have a facade grant that's also going to help our downtown area. It's a second phase to the Downtowns program that consists of some $100,000 from the state of Tennessee. If we get that and we're lucky enough to do that, we'll share that with the business owners in Smith County or in our city to help our city grow. We're excited about the changes and the different things that we've got going. Bill and his company and the museum and the different things that we've got going in downtown Carthage. We've got it started. We just got to keep to it and don't quit.
Well, Mayor, we certainly appreciate your support in this, and I know the city had to be the vehicle to work the grant through, and I know there's CDBG grants that I know we've had some in Gordonsville and some in South Carthage, and I'm not sure if we've done a CDBG grant here, but these are grants that we apply for with the state, and this is one of the ones that was targeted to help our downtown grow.
Our previous administration had already started this, and I came in on the tail end of it and put the committee and stuff together. So we had already pretty much been selected, but we finally got all the paperwork together and all the different issues solved to run forward with it. I wish it would have been a little more money, and $15,000 only goes so far, but we're doing the best we can with it, and I think we'll see a big improvement.
Well, I think so. We're looking forward to that. And you may say, well, why during the December show? Well, you're going to be seeing some of this stuff happening in December, and I think you're cutting concrete out. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. We're cutting concrete today. We're expecting benches by the 10th or 12th. I look for the sign probably to be up no later than 1st of January.
Okay, so
The next thing on our spring schedule is to do the crosswalks. We're going to be marking the crosswalks so to make it a little bit easier for pedestrians. Trying to make it a little bit more pedestrian-friendly downtown.
So, but this is all geared toward, and that's why ECD did what they did. They want us to start using our downtowns, and we want you to shop local, and we're going to try to make it to where it's a pleasant experience when you come downtown to do that.
And there is another phase to this, a phase 2. And if we are successful by putting this together, it'll work a whole lot better for all of us, and we may be able to get more money out of the deal.
Right, and a lot of people are working together. Like the mayor mentioned, there's been people before us working, and I'm sure there'll be people after us working. But it's all toward one goal, and that's to make this a better and better place to be and to live. So shop local, come see us, and if you see something pretty downtown, it's because we got this grant and we're working on it. You know, we're doing this show and we're calling it Shop Local, and I want to give you 10 reasons why you should shop local for Christmas. Number 1, support yourself. When you buy from local businesses, those businesses in turn buy goods and services from other local businesses, thus supporting the community as a whole and helping to create and sustain jobs, including yours and mine. 2, support community groups. Local nonprofits typically receive much more support from local businesses, the small ones, than the large corporations. Number 3, save gas. When you drive out of town, it costs you money that could be spent locally instead. 4, keep property taxes lower. The more local sales tax dollars that are collected, the more stable the tax base, and the property taxes are often lower. 5, create jobs. Small local businesses are the backbone of employment, providing the most jobs to local residents. 6, unique products. Small local shops often have more unique gifts and better selection than the big chain stores. 7, customer service. Small, locally owned companies have a reputation for providing more caring and compassionate customer service than large chain stores. 8, Community identity. Each community has its own identity, its own uniqueness. Supporting local businesses helps to maintain that community's individualism, reflected in the lives of local workers and their families. 9, new business development. The stronger the local economy, the more new businesses will be developed. 10, better pricing. The more competition at the local level, the better the prices are for the consumers. That's why you should shop local and during this Christmas, if at all possible, and keep your tax dollars here in Smith County.
I'm here with County Mayor Michael Nesbitt, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on here in Smith County. What kind of grants and projects do you have right now?
Well, Virginia, as you know, of course, Virginia works for the Upper Cumberland Development District. The Development District wrote a grant for us as a parks grant that we received, a $60,000 grant to redo the tennis court, basketball courts, and we've already bid that project, but it came in way over the amount that we had allotted for it. So we had to make a few adjustments. I met with the engineer last week, and we're going to rebid it, tone things down just a little bit. We've got to get it somewhere in the neighborhood of $120,000 total project. So we were able to do that. We changed our lighting. We've got it on wooden poles instead of on the metal poles, and we've had wooden poles for 32 years, so I don't think it's going to kill us. So we're looking forward to that, and hopefully by next year when ball season starts, this project will be behind us. That's one of the grants we're working on. Of course, the Development District, we weren't lucky enough, I guess, to receive the CDBG grant this year, but we are going to reapply for the same thing we had last year. We're applying for an ambulance, a brush truck, some other equipment for around the northern part of the county, and hopefully we're successful with that. It was a good grant, just the funding, there wasn't enough funding this year. We feel like that this upcoming year they did score better, and we did not receive our Assistant to Firefighters grant, which I know the Development District did not write that for us. There was a gentleman in the Upper Cumberland that wrote it for us. We did not get that grant. We're going to reapply for it, and it's for turnout gear for our firefighters. And I feel like we can make a few changes to it, and it will score better this year too. So those are some of the things that we got. We were fortunate to get the Assistant to Firefighters grant a couple of years ago, and we're going to be able to buy 74 self-contained breathing apparatuses for our fire departments. They've already been ordered. They should be here just any time now. We've been waiting for months for those to come, and when we get those, we'll be in business with our fire department. So those are just some of the things that we're working on grant-wise.
That sounds great. You've got some really good projects going on for Smith County. I know you want to give a Christmas message to all the residents of Smith County, so I'm going to step out and let you do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas. It's a great time of year. Those of you that got to come to the Christmas play, it was wonderful. Mr. Reese and all the staff and all the people that made it possible, we're thankful to you. I've just got nothing but good reviews on it. Also, both Christmas parades are behind us now. They were both good. Of course, one of them got rained out, but it ended up being good weather the second time around. But to all your families, I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a great New Year, and just best of wishes to all of you.
Well, I'm standing here on the stage, and as you can see in front of me, this is an old-time radio. This was one of the props that they used in the I'll Be Home for Christmas play 1943 that they did just this past weekend. Mr. Bill Reese was the director of that, and it was a very interesting show. I hope you got to see it. If you didn't, you need to catch one of his shows. He's going to do another one in the spring, and so that'd be a good time for you to come. But if you're thinking, well, it's December and I want something to do, I'll tell you another place that you can go, Granville, Tennessee. Granville, Tennessee has got their Festival of Trees going on all through December, and then and into January. The town is decorated up for Christmas, and even though they've already had their parade and they've already had a couple of their Christmas shows, they have bluegrass music every Saturday night. And that's all the way through December and January. And if you like bluegrass music, you can go and hear some really good bluegrass at Granville, Tennessee. And during the month of December, they're going to be throwing a lot of Christmas music in that. So it'll be a good show to see. Also, from Wednesday through the Saturday, the Granville store is open, Sutton's General Store, and also the museum is open. So there's something to do down in Granville, Tennessee. Their gift shop is open open. So you can go down to Granville and you can see what's going on. And you pass right through beautiful Smith County, and there's a lot of places to shop at and get your stuff at. So shop local Smith County and just have a lot of fun this season and all the way into January. There's a lot of things to do here locally. Well, Virginia, how you like my hat?
It's very festive, Bill.
Yeah, I'm going to wear this, for Christmas. It's a good hat. But the special thing, what do you think? Everybody look at my tie. What do you think? What do you think?
It's also very festive.
Okay, well, since you feel that way, I'm going to let you have it.
Well, thank you.
What a gift.
The first gift of Christmas.
There you go. And you need everybody needs to see that. That's a Christmas tree. That's a special tie. We have several things going on in Smith County, and so I wanted to tell everybody about that. We're going to go through what's going on, and then we're going to explain to you why we're here during this whole show with a USO sign behind us. So we're going to be talking about all of that, but go through the list there. There's not a lot that happens in December from a public standpoint. There's a lot of things going on. I know you've got several parties to go to and a lot of family things going on. I know I do as well, right? Mm-hmm. And so I assume everybody's like that. So if you're watching this, you're probably at home, maybe relaxing, or you've just come back from a party or something. But December the 18th is Coffee Conversations with Representative Weaver at 8 a.m. at the Chamber of Commerce. And so you be there. If you've got something that you want to talk to on a state level about, that's where you should come to and talk to them about, okay? And then what else is going on?
Starting in January, on the 11th, is the Smith County Backpack Program. And it's where you pack up the backpacks for the children, and that will be at 4:30 p.m. at the Ag Center. On the 13th, the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition will meet at the Chamber at 11 a.m. And on the 18th, the Martin Luther King Day Keep Smith County Beautiful event is going to be going on all day long.
And I don't know if you've ever had a privilege of being around for one of those. They basically get together at the chamber and they have a little meeting there and honor Dr. King. And then the volunteers go out and they pick a spot in Smith County that needs cleaning up, and they clean it. We've cleaned several roads that way. They put up some signs. There's a lot of things that they do to help the county. So it's a really good function and everything. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, Virginia here is there's two things that I want to talk with Virginia about. Number one, you're involved in and you're chairman of the depot committee.
Yes, sir.
And I think we've got some exciting things planned for the spring for the depot. I thought you might want to talk about that.
Well, we've been working on the depot for a year now. We moved it just over a year ago, and we've had some issues with painting and trying to figure out the weather and getting out there and working on it. We are doing some restructuring of the roof, and we're going to do that by putting a deck around it. We also received a Tennessee Arts Commission grant that will give us $5,800 for the art gallery set up and the history museum for the train history of Smith County. And that will be in the middle section of the depot, and it'll be overlooking the Caney Fork River. In the long term, we have some work going on at Piper's Ford right below the depot that will house the Caney Fork Outdoors, and they will be doing a canoe and kayak rental eventually. It's all a very slow process, but we are working on it. And we did just host our Polar Express 5K that helped raise quite a bit of money for the depot project.
So it's an ongoing project. The one thing that I like about it is the future plans. A lot of people are kayaking, and in the spring that's going to start up again, and we're going to be able to come down to that point. I had a lady come in the other day, and we're going to be talking more about that. She wants to do a historical kayak tour. And she wants to start somewhere on the lower part of the river and talk about some of the things that went on here in Smith County and on the Caney Fork River. So that's going to be very interesting and I think a lot of fun. And then, of course, in July when the fair gets here, we have the big kayak race. And I hope that you will go out and get you a kayak and practice up, because I'm going to try to win this year.
Yeah, you said you were. I know you've been working out a lot. So.
You know what's going to be a shame if I come in like 30th. So anyway, but we're gonna do the kayak race. But there's a lot of things that are heading toward the spring that's going to be around the depot, and so we're looking forward to that and seeing what's going on. You may ask, why are you standing in front of a USO sign? And Virginia, you had the privilege. We had our first ever historical show right here on this stage in the historic Smith County Courthouse. What did you think?
Oh, I thought it was great. The theater was packed the entire time. The choreography was amazing. The sets were amazing. Mr. Reese and his whole crew did such a wonderful job. It was extremely entertaining, and I was just proud to be able to watch it and be a part of Smith County.
Yeah, and what's so nice about it is it was put on by local people, and it was a show on a level that I think we can all be proud of. And the fact that it was here in the courthouse, you know, the mayor was nice enough to allow us to use this venue for that. And Mr. Reese talks like he's going to be doing some more shows, and I think people will come and attend. The reason the USO sign is they honored Mr. Ivy Agee from Gordonsville during this show. For those of you that didn't know, Mr. Agee, he was I believe it was I'm going to get this wrong, probably the 110th, I'm not sure. But he was in the division that stormed Normandy Beach. And he was right there from the beginning. And the scene in this play started in Aachen, Germany. And he was there at these places. They took a little license and made him an entertainer, which he was not that, but everything else was fairly accurate about where he was and some of the things that he experienced during that war. And I said all that to say this: we owe a great debt of gratitude to all of you out there who were involved in that. Because of you, our nation was saved, and because of you, our world was saved, honestly. We stood downstairs before, and we stood in front of a statue of Cordell Hull, and these gentlemen, throughout what they did for the world, they literally changed all of our lives, and we stand here in the freedom that we have today because of that. And during this Christmas season, we need to remember how blessed we are to live in this country and how blessed we are to live in Smith County, because it's still got the values. And when you can see a person my age and a person of Virginia's age sitting here, and we're happy to be here, I don't know of anything else other than I want to tell you Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. Virginia, anything you'd like to add?
Just adding to that, just Merry Christmas from everybody, for everybody here in Smith County, and from the Chamber and from the Upper Cumberland Development District.
Okay, and we'll see you next year. Come January, we're going to do our health show, and we're going to be talking about all the things that you can do when it's cold in Smith County and still keep yourself in shape, and, of course, eating right. Right now, you're probably sitting there and you've just finished that big Christmas dinner maybe. Well, remember, in January, you can start working on that svelte body for the spring. You can start running and things like that. I know you're looking forward to that. Anyway, God bless. Merry Christmas.